everyone, it's early evening already and I'm barely surviving this heat. I'm really struggling, but I got to do the cooking, and so I'm making Wagyu beef from Boston Smokehouse, cream spinach, and I'm going to grease them with the olive oil, spray and cook. Over here I've got 6 sweet potatoes that I just brought up to 1 boil. So you just put them into the water. When the water starts boiling, you just get rid of the water. And over here I've got some pans, and what I'm doing here is a lasagna. The first thing that I do is put the sweet potatoes at the bottom of the dish to cover the base. Then I've got some coconut milk over here which gets poured over, so like 2 tablespoons, a little bit of cheese, I've got some mozzarella and a sprinkling of parmesan, and then you build up another layer on top of that, and you do the same thing over, season with salt and pepper and a little bit of mixed herbs on the top. With the herbs on the top, and now these go into the oven for 30 minutes at 180 until they're really soft and yummy. I'm going to just saute that and then put in the spinach. I've got a tablespoon of butter that I've just melted. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic and just flavor the butter in the garlic, and then I'm going to add in some chopped onion. And so my onion has softened down. I've got some spinach over here which I've just shredded really finely, and I'm going to add this into my pan and just wilt down. My spinach has wilted down and I've turned off the heat. I'm going to now stir in some medium fat cream cheese, and it's got a sweet chili flavor to it. I've turned off the heat because I don't want the cheese to split. So I've put in 2 big heaped tablespoons of the cheese, and in the bottom I just move it around at the bottom of the pan and it starts melting down, and slowly just work it in with the spinach. I've worked the cream cheese and the spinach through, and I've just put the heat on the stove again, and I'm going to just add a little bit of water and just loosen it up and bring it up to a heat. So my spinach is done, it's coming to a sizzle again. I'm going to switch it off the heat and then just heat up later on when I serve. It tastes divine. It doesn't need any seasoning because the cheese itself is quite salty, and with the sweet chili sauce it's got a lovely flavor to it. Using the Boston Smokehouse Wagyu Denver steak. It's got an 8A5 marbling. I've never felt beef so soft, and you can see the lines and the marbling in between. That it is a really good cut of meat. So I really want to respect the ingredients and not do too much to it. So what I like to do is take a kitchen towel and just pat it dry, and it's just going to be salt and pepper. I'm going to sear it and onto a baking tray for a few minutes into the oven. So I'm using the Tez cookware griddle pan today, and I've put in 2 tablespoons of butter, and I just want it to get really hot, but before burning the butter I'm actually just going to put the steaks on. So the pan's been on for a good while now, and I'm going to place the steak on, and you can hear the sear. I'm going to do the same with the other one, and literally just 3 minutes on each side. Okay, so 3 minutes later I'm going to turn it over, and that looks amazing. Got the charred lines and it's seared it. So this beef is extremely soft and tender. So I'm doing 3 minutes on each side, and in the oven I'm just going to put it in for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to let it rest for 5 minutes before it's served. The pieces of meat are now going to go into the oven for 5 minutes, and then they will rest for 5 minutes after. Now I like my steak medium rare, and that's why I'm cooking for this much. If you like it well done, then it goes in for longer. I've taken out my sweet potato gratin from the fridge, and they smell so lovely. Sweet potato with the coconut and the cheese, and I think they'll be fantastic with the steak. Steak's been in the oven for half an hour, and I'm going to take it out, and I'm just going to let it sit here for 5 minutes before I put it onto my carving board. So I like to serve this kind of meat medium to rare, and this is just perfect. You can see a little bit of pink and the searing of the beef as well, and the lovely juices coming out. I love cooking, but I'm really struggling in this heat today. And although this is sort of a wintry dish, it didn't actually take too much cooking time. The potatoes were just layered with the cheese and the coconut milk. The spinach was just pan fried, and I've just put the cream through. And the beef was seared, and then it was just in the oven as well, and then carved. And you have a really well balanced meal. You've got the carbs, you've got the greens, and you've got a good piece of protein, and which didn't require so much effort, and it wasn't so grueling in the kitchen on this very, very hot day. Healthy eating, healthy living equates to a healthy lifestyle. Make it simple, make the ingredients shine, use good produce when you are cooking, and the best diet of all is a diet of home cooked food. Shaz eats, enjoy.